Hello, and welcome back to English Talking today. My name is William, and I am so glad you're here. In this episode, we are going to dive into something incredibly important for anyone learning English. Active listening is a skill that can transform the way you understand and use the language. We've all been there, listening to a native speaker and feeling lost, or trying to follow a movie and missing key moments. Native speakers often talk quickly, use difficult words, and sometimes mumble, which means they speak unclearly. It can be frustrating, but I'm here to tell you there's a better way. Today, I'll share some powerful active listening techniques that will help you become a more confident and effective English listener. Active listening is about more than just hearing English. It's about making a real effort to understand what you hear. It's about being focused and paying attention to the speaker. It isn't about trying to catch every single word, but about listening with a purpose, to understand the message, not just the sounds. We often listen passively, letting the speaker talk without thinking much about what they're saying. Maybe we are tired, distracted, or thinking about something else entirely, like dinner or our phone. Active listening is different because it requires your full attention. You're not thinking about other things. You're thinking about what the speaker is trying to say and the main idea. You are actively using your brain, not just your ears. This is a crucial concept for learning English because when you listen actively, your brain works harder and learns faster. It helps you connect words to their meaning and sounds to understanding. Active listening is all about focus and thinking while you listen. By doing this, you will improve your English, understand more, and over time, listening will become easier and more enjoyable. Now, let's get into the specific techniques that will help you become a better active listener, one step at a time. The first technique is a simple but incredibly helpful habit. Predict before you listen. To predict means to guess what might happen, to make a smart guess before something occurs. When you predict before listening, you try to guess what the speaker will say before they start talking. This technique is so helpful because it gets your brain ready. It helps your mind think about possible words, ideas, and topics related to what you're about to hear. When the speaker begins, your brain is already faster and can more easily grasp the meaning. For instance, if you're about to listen to a podcast about food, you can ask yourself questions like, will they talk about cooking? Will they mention names of fruits or vegetables? Will they describe tastes like sweet or spicy? When you think this way beforehand, your brain becomes more active and you already have ideas in your head. This makes it easier and faster to understand the ideas when you hear them. The same applies to watching a video about travel. Before you start, you can stop and ask yourself what words you might hear, such as ticket, passport, or flight. Even if your guess isn't completely accurate, the important thing is that you've prepared your brain. Think of it as warming up before exercise. Just as a warm-up helps your body move better, predicting helps your mind understand better. So, before you listen, take just 10 seconds to ask yourself what the topic is and what you think you'll hear. This small step can make a big difference in your comprehension. The second technique is to listen for the main ideas, not every word. A common mistake many learners make is trying to understand every single word. However, the truth is, you don't need to understand every word to grasp what someone is saying. Native speakers often use new words, idioms, or slang, and you won't always know every term, and that's perfectly okay. Instead of stopping to look up every new word in a dictionary, your goal should be to focus on the main idea and understand the big picture. Ask yourself, what is the speaker's main point? For example, if someone says, "I didn't go to the party because I had a splitting headache," you might not know what splitting means. But you can still understand the core message. They didn't go to the party because they had a headache, which is why they stayed home. You understood the main idea without knowing one of the words. Here's another example. We ran into some unexpected delays at the airport, but we finally made it to Paris last night. Even if unexpected or delays are new words for you, you can still hear the important parts. Something happened at the airport that caused a problem, but in the end, they arrived in Paris. This is the main idea, and that's enough. When you watch a movie or listen to a podcast, you're trying to understand the message, not translate every single word. Understanding even 60% of what you hear is a good starting point, and if you understand the big idea, you're doing great. Over time, your understanding will naturally grow, more words will become familiar, and your brain will fill in the missing pieces more easily. So, the next time you hear a new word, don't panic. Just keep listening calmly and focus on the main message. That's what good listeners do. Now for technique number 3, which many learners forget but is very powerful. Listen more than once. Don't just listen one time. Listen 2, 3, or even more times. The first time you listen, your brain is just trying to catch the sounds and get used to the speaker's voice, speed, and accent. It's okay if you only understand a little or just a few words. But the second time, your brain is ready because it already knows what's coming. This time, you will hear and understand more. You'll catch new words, hear the rhythm, and notice how the speaker connects words together. By the third time, you might even notice a small detail you missed before, like a particular word, a funny expression, or a feeling in the speaker's voice. Real listening happens little by little, layer by layer. Think about music. The first time you hear a song, it's okay. But after hearing it many times, you start to sing along, remember the words, and feel the music. English is the same. So, don't worry if you don't understand everything on the first listen. That's completely normal and natural. Good listeners listen more than once. They repeat the audio, pause, and listen again. You can do the same with this podcast. Listen once, then again, and then again. Each time, your understanding and confidence will grow, and your brain will get stronger. Remember, one time is not enough. 2 or 3 times is much better. Technique number 4 is to use context to guess new words. Context refers to the other words around the new word, as well as the story or feeling in the sentence. When you encounter a word you don't know, look at the words that come before and after it. Also, think about the conversation as a whole. What is the speaker talking about? Let's see how this works. If you hear, "I was starving, so I ate 3 sandwiches," you might not know starving. However, because the person ate 3 sandwiches, you can guess that starving means very, very hungry, which is exactly right. You understood the word even though you didn't know it beforehand, all by using the context. Here's another example. We had to cancel the picnic because it started pouring. Maybe pouring is a new word for you, but you know they had to cancel a picnic. From that, you can deduce that pouring probably means heavy rain or raining a lot. You didn't need a dictionary. You just needed to think about the situation and the context. This is how native speakers do it too. Even in your own language, you often guess the meaning of words from context. So, the next time you hear a new word, don't stop or panic. Look at the sentence, listen to the speaker's tone, think about the topic, and ask yourself what the word could mean. If it's truly important, you can check it later, but in the moment, just keep going and use the context. Your brain is smart and will help you figure it out. This is how good listeners understand more even when some words are unfamiliar. Finally, for our 5th technique is don't multitask. Stay focused. Multitasking means trying to do 2 or more things at the same time. This could be listening to English while checking your phone, watching a video while cooking, or playing English audio while writing an email. While this may sound like a good way to save time, it's not effective for learning. When you multitask, your brain can't focus completely, and you end up listening carelessly, missing words, and forgetting what you heard. Learning a language, especially, requires your brain's full attention. Instead, you should dedicate a short period of time each day, even just 10 to 15 minutes, to focusing on only one thing, listening carefully. No phone, no distractions, no walking around, just listening. You can even close your eyes or watch the speaker's face if it's a video. The goal is to be fully present. When your brain is focused, you learn faster, understand more, and enjoy the process. Think of it like a conversation with a friend. You wouldn't look at your phone while they're talking to you, because that would be rude. You give them your full attention because you care. Treat English the same way. Give it your time and your focus, even for just a few minutes each day, and it will make a big difference. Remember, don't multitask. Stay focused. That's how good listeners learn deeply. Thank you for joining me today. I'm William, and this is English Talking Today. Keep listening, keep learning, and always believe in yourself. Goodbye for now.